Hello everyone, this is not a recap. I quit doing those because frankly I just kind of ran out of stuff to talk about and it just wasn't as fun as it was at the beginning of the year for various reasons. So this video is strictly for playoff implications. I'm going to try to provide an understandable and not complicated rundown of what could still happen. So there are only 8 teams that have any chance at making the final 6 playoff brackets. So let's just start at the top with Todd. Simply put, if Todd wins, he's a number 1 seed. If Todd loses, this will bump him down to either a number 3 or number 4 seed, depending on whether or not Justin wins. So that's the only options that Todd is looking at. Blake. Blake is playing me. If Blake wins and a Todd win, this will lock up the number 2 seed. If Blake wins but Todd loses, Blake will be the number 1 seed unless Hoffman also wins and outscores Blake by 48.2 or more. Then Hoffman will be the number 1, Blake number 2, Todd number 3. If Blake loses plus Justin loses, Blake locks up the number 3 seed unless Hoffman outscores him by 48.2 or more. Then he'll be the number 4 seed. If Blake loses plus a Justin win, this will lock up the number 4 seed. And neither Brad Wolf or Brad Hoffman are close enough in points to worry about anything else. So Blake will not finish any worse than a number 4 seed. Justin versus Landon. If Justin wins plus a Blake win and a Todd win, Justin will be the number 3 seed. A Justin win plus a Blake win and a Todd loss, Blake will be a number 2 seed unless he outscores Blake by 48.2 or more, then he'll get the number 1 seed. If Justin wins plus a Blake loss and a Todd loss, he gets the number 1 seed just by record and by the tiebreaker over Todd. If Justin loses to Landon, he locks up the number 4 seed, and neither Brad, me, or Brad Hoffman are close enough. So the worst that Justin can do, like Blake, is the number 4 seed. Moving on. Nick, me versus Blake. If I win plus a Todd win and a Justin win, then I get the number 3 seed. If I win plus a Todd win but a Justin loss, I can move up to a number 2 seed. And if I win, Todd loses, and Justin loses, I move up to the number 1 seed unless, even though I win and Todd loses, he outscores me by 34.8, then I will be the number 2 seed. If I lose, I lock up a number 4 seed unless Justin loses too and is outscored by me by 59 points, then I can still get the number 3 seed. I lock up the number 4 seed unless Brad Hoffman wins and outscores me by 53.6, then I bump down to the number 5 seed. I do not think Brad Wolf is close enough for me to worry about his outcome, so I can actually finish anywhere between a 1 seed and a 5 seed. Brad Hoffman versus Brad Wolf. If Brad Hoffman wins, he locks up the number 5 seed unless I lose and Brad outscores me by 53.6, then he gets the number 4 and I get the number 5. If Brad Hoffman loses, he locks up the number 6 seed unless Greg wins and outscores Brad Hoffman by 11. If that happens, then Brad Hoffman is out of the playoffs. No one else is close enough in points to look at other possibilities. Brad Wolf. If Brad wins, he locks up Brad Wolf. If Brad Wolf wins, he locks up the number 5 seed. If Brad Wolf loses, plus either Landon or Greg wins, then Brad's in the consolation bracket. Unless Landon wins and outscores Brad by 11.7, then Brad will still remain at the number 6 seed. Moving on. So those are the only outcomes for Brad. Moving on to Greg. If Greg loses, he's in the consolation bracket. If Greg wins and Brad Hoffman wins, then Greg gets the number 6 seed. Looking at Landon. If Landon versus Justin. If Landon loses, he's in the consolation bracket. But if Landon wins and Brad Hoffman wins and Greg loses, then Landon gets a number 6 seed unless Brad Wolf still outscores him by 11.7, then he's still in the consolation bracket. So there you have it. Please feel free to pause, rewind, fast forward, go back and forth. I'm going to post this on the column posting so that if you want, you can open up this YouTube video in a separate window and then read it at the same time. So I'll leave that up to you. Those are the Week 13 playoff implications and possibilities. It's been a fun year. Have a good day.